Donald Trump's own mental health, which has been called into question since his first presidential campaign, which led a group of 27 psychiatrists to co-author a book published in the first year of the Trump presidency titled The Dangerous Case of Donald Trump. 27 psychiatrists and mental health experts assess a president. Some of the co-authors of that book appeared on this program at that time and told us about what they observed in Donald Trump's public behavior that indicated he was possibly suffering from grave conditions, including malignant narcissist and sociopath. They warned us at the time, in that first year of the first Trump presidency, that everything they were seeing and that we were seeing that was problematic in Donald Trump's mental health was only going to get worse. They warned us. They agreed that Donald Trump's mental health could only move in one direction over time in his 70s. They have published new editions of the book in which more and more mental health professionals have joined in the analysis, with the most recent title being The Dangerous Case of Donald Trump. 37 psychiatrists and mental health experts assess a president. It could have been mental illness on display when Donald Trump said the "I don't know" heard around the world. That, of course, was on Meet the Press when Donald Trump was asked by Kristen Welker, "Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?" To which he said, "I don't know." Every high school student in America is supposed to know the correct answer to that question, which is, of course, one word: yes. It is too easy a question to ever have appeared on the SATs. But Donald Trump's answer was, "I don't know," which could be a sign of mental illness, or it could be a sign of early stage dementia in a 78-year-old man, or it could simply be the product of a condition that Donald Trump has been exhibiting throughout his public life since long before he got into politics. And that is, of course, Donald Trump's trademark, public stupidity. In Donald Trump's case, stupidity is the most innocent explanation for his "I don't know." But during Mental Health Month, we have a right to consider other possibilities. One of the possibilities that psychiatrists who considered the case of Donald Trump in their book consider a mental health condition is Donald Trump's public pathological lying. And that could be what's at work in one of the "I don't knows" Donald Trump said today. Remember, when Donald Trump would say anything to avoid saying "I don't know," even though "I don't know" was almost always the correct answer, when he was asked about any public policy issue — he is, after all, the most ignorant person who has ever won the most votes in the Electoral College, and he is the most governmentally illiterate person who has ever been relevant in any way to the American governing process. And because Donald Trump always knew how ignorant he has always been about every aspect of government, he has always been desperate not to reveal his ignorance. And so he has always thrown a flurry of words when asked questions to which the true answer really would be, "I don't know." He always did anything but say, "I don't know." Not anymore. Donald Trump said, "I don't know," a couple of times today.
Is the administration sending migrants to Libya?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Homeland Security, please.
Now, that one could just be Donald Trump's reflexive pathological lying, which the psychiatrists who co-authored that book say is a part of mental illness. It is also entirely possible that it is an honest answer, that Donald Trump actually has no idea where he is sending people to prisons around the world. Massachusetts federal judge Brian Murphy, who was appointed by President Biden, issued an order today to prevent Donald Trump from trying to deport anyone to a prison in Libya. Judge Murphy had already issued an order stopping the new version of Trump deportations to random countries around the world. Lawyers for some immigrants who were told they were going to be sent to a prison in Libya alerted Judge Murphy as news reports were leaking information about the plan, and Judge Murphy issued his order to prevent any deportation flights to Libya. The New York Times reports the filing came after U.S. officials said on Tuesday that the Trump administration was planning to transfer migrants to Libya on a U.S. military plane. They said the flight could have left as soon as Wednesday. Amnesty International has called the prison where the immigrants would have been sent in Libya a hellscape. Marco Rubio, who believes his route to the next Republican nomination for president depends on how much cruelty he can publicly exhibit, has said this.
Beyond that, and I say this unapologetically, we are actively searching for other countries to take people from third countries. So we are active, not just El Salvador, we are working with other countries to say, we want to send you some of the most despicable human beings to your countries. Will you do that as a favor to us? And the further away from America, the better, so they can't come back across the border. I'm not apologetic about it. We are doing that.
No, we get it. You're not apologetic about it. You're trying to play cruel on TV because you believe that's how you will win the Republican nomination. Donald Trump told the reporter who asked about sending immigrants to Libya today that reporter should ask Homeland Security, and that was it. That was the end of it.